We grow up believing that happiness is something we must run after, something waiting for us at the end of a long road. Society tells us that once we achieve success, once we have enough money, once we meet the right people, then, and only then, will we be happy. And so we run, we chase. We exhaust ourselves in the pursuit of something that always feels just a little out of reach. I was once one of those people. I believed that happiness was a destination, a place I would eventually arrive at if I just kept moving forward. I had a vision for my life, a perfect picture of how things were supposed to be. But life does not follow the plans we make. Life has its own way of showing us what truly matters. There came a time when everything changed for me. In just one moment, the life I had imagined shattered into pieces. I lost things I thought I could never live without. And for a long time, I believed I would never feel happiness again. But life has a strange way of teaching us its greatest lessons in our darkest moments. It was in that time of stillness, when I had nothing left to chase, that I finally understood happiness was never outside of me. It was never in the things I had, the people around me, or the future I had planned. Happiness was a choice, and it was mine to make. You see, we spend so much of our lives thinking, I will be happy when I get that job, when I earn more money, when I meet the right person. But have you ever noticed that when you finally get what you wanted, the happiness doesn't last? The excitement fades, and suddenly there's something else you're chasing, something else you think you need. That's because happiness is not found in achievement, success, or approval. It is not waiting for you in the future. It is something you create for yourself, right here, right now. True happiness comes from the little things: waking up in the morning and feeling grateful for another day, spending time with people who make you laugh, doing something that sets your heart on fire, embracing who you are without apology. It comes from finding beauty in the present moment instead of waiting for a perfect future that may never come. I know what some of you might be thinking, but how can I be happy when life is so difficult? How can I smile when I am struggling? And I understand that. There are moments when life feels unbearably heavy. But even in those moments, we have a choice. We can choose to focus on everything that is wrong, or we can choose to find the one small thing that is right. If you are breathing, that is something to be grateful for. If you have people who care about you, that is a blessing. If you have even one dream left inside you, that is a reason to keep going. Happiness is not about having a perfect life. It is about making peace with the life you have. It is about embracing yourself fully, the strengths, the flaws, the scars, and all. It is about letting go of the need to control everything and learning to trust the journey. And most importantly, happiness is not a destination. It is not something you find, it is something you become. So today I want to ask you, what if you stopped chasing happiness and started creating it? What if, instead of waiting for life to be perfect, you decided to find joy in the imperfections? What if, instead of searching for happiness in the outside world, you looked within? Because the truth is, happiness is not something you will find at the end of the road. It is something you carry with you every step of the way. And the moment you stop chasing it, you will realize it was within you all along. Life is unpredictable. It does not always go as planned, and sometimes it takes us through storms we never saw coming. We all have dreams, aspirations, and expectations of how our journey should unfold. But what happens when everything falls apart? What happens when life brings you to your knees, stripping away everything you once held dear? I know what it feels like to watch your world crumble. I know what it means to lose control, to feel powerless, to wonder if you will ever be whole again. There was a time when I thought my pain defined me, that my struggles had stolen my future. I believed I was broken beyond repair. But life, in all its unpredictability, had a lesson for me, one that I want to share with you today. You see, in our weakest moments, we are given a choice. We can let our hardships break us, or we can let them shape us into something greater. We can sit in the darkness, convinced that we will never find the light again, or we can decide that even if the light is faint, even if it is distant, we will keep moving toward it. Pain is inevitable. Loss is inevitable. But suffering is a choice. And the moment you decide that your struggles will not define you, that they will instead refine you, is the moment you take your power back. Think about it. Every person who has ever achieved greatness, who has ever inspired the world, has faced adversity. Not a single one of them walked an easy path. What made them different was not their circumstances, but their response to them. They did not allow their failures to become permanent. They did not let pain silence them. They did not sit in the ruins of what was lost and forget that they still had something left to build. So I ask you today, what is your struggle? What is the weight on your heart that makes you feel as if you cannot move forward? Maybe you have failed. Maybe life has taken away something you loved. Maybe you have been hurt in ways no one else can understand. But I want you to know this, you are stronger than you think. The fact that you are still here, still breathing, still searching for hope, means you have already survived the worst. Now it is time to rise. You see, strength is not built in moments of comfort. It is built in the moments when we are tested, when we are pushed to our limits, when we feel like giving up but choose not to. True strength comes from standing up after every fall, from believing in yourself when no one else does, from taking the pain that was meant to destroy you and turning it into the very thing that drives you forward. And I know it is not easy. It is never easy. There will be days when you feel tired, when the weight of your past feels too heavy to carry. There will be moments when you doubt yourself, when the voice in. Your head tells you that you are not strong enough, not capable enough. But listen to me, do not believe that voice. Do not let your fears convince you that you are not meant for more, because you are. Every scar you carry is a story of survival. Every tear you have shed is proof of your strength. Every setback, every failure, every disappointment has only prepared you for something greater. So do not be afraid of your struggles. Do not hide from your pain. Face it, embrace it. And then use it to fuel your journey. Because the truth is, life is not about avoiding hardship. It is about learning how to grow through it. It is about realizing that even in your darkest moments, there is still hope. That even when you feel weak, there is still strength within you. That even when the world tells you that you cannot, you have the power to prove them wrong. So whatever it is that is holding you back, whatever fear, whatever failure, whatever heartbreak, let it go. Stand up, keep moving forward, and remember, your struggles do not define you. Your response to them does. Because you were never meant to stay broken. You were meant to rise. From the moment we open our eyes to the world, we are taught how to live not by listening to our own hearts, but by following the expectations of others. Society gives us a checklist: study hard, get a good job, earn money, be successful, and only then will you be worthy. And so we begin our journey constantly seeking approval, constantly trying to fit into a mold that was never designed for us. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, whose life are you really living? Are you chasing your own dreams, or are you running after the dreams others have created for you? Are you making choices that bring you happiness, or are you afraid of disappointing the people around you? For the longest time, I was afraid of failing, afraid of being judged, afraid of not being good enough. I believed that if I could just meet everyone's expectations, then I would be loved, then I would be accepted. But the truth is, no matter how much you try to please the world, it will always ask for more. And in trying to be everything for everyone, you risk losing yourself. There was a moment in my life when I had nothing left, when everything I once believed defined me was taken away. And in that moment of stillness, I asked myself, who am I if I am not what others expect me to be? That was the first time I truly saw myself, not through the eyes of society, but through my own. And I realized something life-changing. I was enough. Just as I was, without anyone's approval, without anyone's validation, I was enough. And so are you. You do not need to fit into a box that was never meant for you. You do not need to prove your worth to anyone. You were not born to be a reflection of other people's expectations. You were born to be yourself. But I know it is not easy. We live in a world that constantly tells us who we should be. If you choose a different path, people will question you. If you take risks, they will warn you. If you fail, they will criticize you. But let me tell you something. The people who try to hold you back are often the ones who are too afraid to chase their own dreams. Do not let their fears become your reality. Think about the people who have changed the world, the ones who have left a mark, the ones we admire. Were they the ones who followed the rules, who played it safe, who did what everyone else expected? No, they were the ones who dared to be different. The ones who had the courage to listen to their own hearts, even when the world told them they were wrong. So, I ask you today, what is it that makes your soul come alive? What is that one thing that fills you with purpose, that makes you forget time, that brings you joy? Maybe it is something the world does not understand yet. Maybe it is something people will doubt. But let me tell you this, the world does not need another person who simply follows the rules. It needs someone who is bold enough to break them. You do not owe the world an explanation for who you are. You do not need permission to live a life that makes you happy. And if anyone tells you that your dreams are too big, your goals too unrealistic, or your passion too different, remember these people will always question what they do not understand. But you were never meant to be understood by everyone. You were meant to be you. So stop waiting for approval. Stop seeking permission. Stop living for others and start living for yourself. Because the day you stop trying to fit in is the day you finally start to stand out. And when you choose to live for yourself, that is the moment you truly start living. We live in a world that measures success by numbers, by how much we earn, by how many people admire us, by how grand our achievements look on the outside. But in this race to prove ourselves, we often forget the one thing that truly matters, what makes us feel alive. Have you ever noticed how people will always have an opinion about your life? They will tell you what is right and what is wrong, what is worth doing and what is a waste of time. If you choose something unconventional, they will call it unrealistic. If you take a different path, they will warn you of failure. And if you fail, they will say, "We told you so." But what they will not tell you is how it feels to wake up every day knowing that you are doing something that fills your heart with joy. I have met so many people who are living lives they do not love, doing things that do not make them happy, simply because they are afraid. Afraid of judgment, afraid of failure, afraid of what the world will think. And so they stay in places that drain them, in jobs that do not inspire them, in routines that leave them empty. But I want to ask you today, when was the last time you did something just because it made you happy? When was the last time you allowed yourself to follow your heart without worrying about whether it was practical, whether it was impressive, whether it was enough? For me, that moment came when I picked up a paintbrush. I was told it was a hobby, not a career. I was told it would not lead to success. But the moment I started painting, I felt something I had not felt in a long time. Peace. It was in those strokes of color that I found myself again. And that was when I realized success is not about what the world sees. It is about what makes you feel whole. Maybe for you it is music. Maybe it is writing, teaching, traveling, creating, building. Maybe it is something small, something simple, something no one else understands. But if it makes your soul happy, it matters. You see, the world will always try to define what is worth your time. It will tell you to chase stability over passion, security over dreams. But what is the point of living a life that does not ignite your soul? What is the point of waking up every morning only to go through the motions, feeling nothing inside? Do not let the world convince you that your passion is not important. Do not let fear stop you from doing what you love. Because in the end, the only thing you will regret is the time you spend living for others instead of living for yourself. And yes, I know choosing passion is not always easy. There will be challenges. There will be failures. There will be moments when you wonder if you made the right choice. But let me tell you something, failure in doing what you love is better than success in something that leaves you empty. Because when you do something you love, every struggle is worth it. Every setback teaches you something. Every moment spent creating, learning, growing becomes a part of your journey. And that journey is yours to take. So I ask you today, what is stopping you? Is it fear? Is it doubt? Is it the voice of the world telling you that it is not worth it? Whatever it is, let it go. Give yourself permission to follow the thing that sets your heart on fire. Give yourself permission to live a life that excites you. Give yourself permission to be happy. Because at the end of the day, you are not here to live a life that pleases everyone else. You are here to live a life that fulfills you. And when you choose what makes your soul happy, that is when you truly start living. We grow up believing that success is a destination, a place where we will finally feel complete, where we will finally be happy. We are told that success is about wealth, status, recognition, and achievements that impress the world. And so we run, we work hard, we push ourselves beyond limits. But have you ever stopped to ask your success mean to you? For the longest time, I believed that success was about proving myself to the world. I thought that if I achieved enough, if people admired me, if I became what society expected, then I would finally feel fulfilled. But no matter how much I accomplished, there was always something missing. There was always another goal to chase, another standard to meet, another expectation to fulfill. And that is when I realized success is not about how the world defines it. It is about what makes you feel alive. Think about it. What is the point of having everything if you do not feel true joy? What is the point of reaching the top if your heart feels empty? We spend so much time chasing external validation that we forget the most important thing. Do we actually love the life we are living? Real success is not measured by how much money you make, how many people know your name, or how many achievements you collect. It is measured by how much joy you find in what you do. It is about waking up every day with a sense of purpose. It is about doing something that brings meaning to your life, something that makes you feel excited to be alive. But I know it is hard. We live in a world that constantly compares us, constantly pushes us to achieve more, to be more. We are told that happiness will come after success. But let me tell you something, if you are not happy now, no amount of success will make you happy later. Success without joy is just an illusion. You can have everything the world admires and still feel like something is missing. And that is because true success is not about what you gain, it is about what you become. It is about how you grow, how you impact others, how you live a life that feels true to you. And yes, the world will have its own version of success. People will tell you what is worth your time and what is not. But they are not living your life you are. You are the only one who knows what makes your soul feel alive. And if your heart is in something, if it brings you peace, if it fills you with passion, then that is success, even if the world does not understand it. So I ask you today, what does success mean to you? Is it something you are chasing because the world told you it was important, or is it something that truly makes you feel fulfilled? If your heart is in music, then success is creating something beautiful. If your passion is in teaching, then success is changing lives, one student at a time. If you find joy in writing, then success is telling stories that touch people's hearts. Your success does not have to look like anyone else's. It does not have to be measured in numbers or awards. It only has to be measured in happiness. Because the greatest success in life is not about how much you achieve it, it's about how much you love what you do. So do not wait for the world to validate your dreams. Do not measure your worth by society's definition of success. Find what makes you happy and do that. Because when you do what you love, when you follow your own definition of success, you will realize you are successful all along. And in the end, true success is simply finding joy in what you do. We spend so much of our lives waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for someone to tell us that we are ready. We keep postponing our happiness, convincing ourselves that we will start living when the time is right, when we are more successful, when we have everything figured out. But tell me, what if that perfect moment never comes? What if you spend your whole life waiting only to realize that time does not wait for you? The truth is, there is no right time. There is only now. And if you keep waiting for life to begin, you will wake up one day and realize that it has already passed you by. I used to believe that happiness was something I would find later. I thought I would be happy once I had achieved certain goals, once I had reached a certain point in my life. But life had a different plan. One accident, one moment changed everything. And for a long time, I thought I had lost my future. I thought that because my life no longer looked the way I had planned, I had no reason to dream, no reason to move forward. But life does not stop just because things do not go as planned. The world keeps moving. Time keeps passing. And eventually I realized happiness is not something you find. It is something you choose, not tomorrow, not someday now. And I know it is not always easy. We tell ourselves that we will be happy when we get a better job, when we meet the right person, when life finally gives us what we want. But if happiness is always in the future, how will we ever feel it in the present? Look around you. Right now, in this very moment, there is something to be grateful for. There is beauty in the smallest things, in the laughter of a loved one, in the warmth of the sun, in the simple fact that you are alive. But we are so busy chasing what we do not have that we forget to appreciate what we do have. Happiness is not about having a perfect life. It is about finding joy in this life in the midst of imperfection, in the middle of the chaos, despite the struggles. It is about waking up every day and choosing to see the good, choosing to create moments of joy, choosing to live fully not someday, but today. And yes, life is not always kind. There will be moments of pain, moments of failure, moments when nothing makes sense. But even in those moments, you have a choice. You can focus on what is missing, on what has been lost, on what is unfair, or you can choose to focus on what is still left, on what is still possible, on what is still beautiful. Because no matter what happens, there is always something to be grateful for. There is always something to smile about. And the more you learn to appreciate the present, the more you will realize that happiness was never waiting in the future, it was always here within you. So do not wait. Do not wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, the perfect life. Do not wait to start living until everything falls into place. Because happiness does not come from perfection, it comes from embracing life as it is, right here, right now. So I ask you today, what are you waiting for? What dream, what passion, what simple moment of joy have you been postponing? If you want to do something, do it now. If you want to tell someone you love them, say it now. If you want to change your life, start now. Because tomorrow is not promised, and every moment you waste waiting is a moment you will never get back. Your life is happening now. Your happiness is within reach now. So stop waiting. Start living, because the best time to be happy is not tomorrow, not someday, it is now. At the end of the day, life is too short to live on someone else's terms. You were not born to fit into a mold, to chase expectations, or to silence the voice inside you that knows exactly what makes you happy. You were born to create, to dream, to embrace every moment with passion and purpose. So stop waiting for permission. Stop seeking approval. Stop letting fear dictate the path you take. The world will always have opinions, but the only voice that truly matters is the one inside you. Whatever makes your soul happy, do that. Even if it scares you, even if people do not understand, even if the road ahead is uncertain. Because a life lived with passion, with joy, with authenticity is a life well lived. So go out there, chase your dreams, take risks, find happiness in the small moments. Live fully, love deeply, and never forget that you are enough just as you are. Good luck on your journey, and may you always find the courage to follow your heart. Thank you.